just what we all needed 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning is to cry our eyes out.
Sorry.
But that was, it's a story that does that, but it's masterfully done. Really,
Thank you.
really beautifully made movie, and just so life affirming, so wonderful. I'll just start with. So it started out as a viral thing from the video that they made,
Right.
which you picked up, and then that's how you came onto it?
Yeah, so the video that opens the movie, where Lori is recording Alana opening the box to find out she got their match, went viral, and I saw it online, and I sat in my office and cried. I was really touched, so we kind of just reached out and wanted to talk to them and learn more about their story, and I found out a little bit more of the background and Alana's medical history being kind of complex, that it was really miraculous that they were a match in this way, and then just asked them if they would be in a movie about it.
But it had to happen really fast.
Really fast.
Because
yeah.
they turned it right around as soon as it was a match, and they started working on it.
Right.
So you had to be right in it.
Yeah, I think I met them in October, November, and surgery was in February. So we had to move pretty quickly in order to get hospital clearance and make sure they were on board with everything, and to start filming, because there's so much leading up to the surgery that you want to make sure that you capture all of that, and the holidays obviously are there too. So it was a pretty fast-moving project.
Well, it would have to be. Now, it was beautifully done, but it was very professionally done. So you have a background in this, but this is your first documentary.
Yeah, this is my first documentary. Molly and Cheryl, our other EP, have been working in the industry a little longer, so I got to work on their skill set too. But this is my first time directing one, so it's pretty exciting.
But what's your background from?
So I've worked in the television industry for the last 11 years. So I've done documentary style work, but I have never done an independent of this nature.
And you worked the cameras?
I did everything, yeah. Camera, so when you see the camera kind of falling to the floor, that's me. But I did cameras, we did audio. We had a really small team of amazing people who worked with us. So everybody on set, their title doesn't even reflect the amount of work that they did. It was a really kind of hands-on labor of love.
How did you come up with the score? Because the score was really amazing.
I would love to take credit for that, but that was all Molly.
Well, it wasn't. We had some music supervisors who helped us and pulled some really great indie tracks for us and stuff, and then we were able to weave them through in a nice way. So we sort of called in all our favors, and
Yeah.
But it was not just the indie tracks; it was other parts of the scoring that were underneath it, and in the very opening, around the opening titles, there was the heartbeat sound and other things that were just it all flowed together really beautifully. Technically. When it was time for surgery, the day of surgery, obviously you're in two places at the same time. So there was GoPros inside the cars, and then, but did you have a camera crew at each place?
We did, yes. So we had 2 cameras on that day, and we kind of divided and conquered. So myself and one of our other producers, Mary, were with with Lori, and we stayed with her all day. And then we had 2 other people, Brendan and Alex, who were with Alana all day. And wherever those 2 women went, those cameras went. And then we just put GoPros everywhere else so that we could catch those moments. They had to leave pretty early in the morning, so we did a lot of prep work the night before. So when they got in, it was the first time their car had like a million cameras in it. I think it was a little jarring for them. But yeah, we stayed with them, and then we were really fortunate. Stony Brook allowed a camera in the OR, so we were able to film that as well.
So were there a lot of different things you had to do in order to get into the OR in terms of sterilization and so forth, and wearing gowns and masks and things?
Yeah, because they're a university hospital, they have a team who was able to do that for us. So we weren't able to take our camera in for those reasons,
right.
But we were able to work with them, and they were gracious enough to give us the clearance to use their camera guy, who was all cleared and everything had been taken care of. So they filmed in there, and we were in the waiting room with the families, following them around for hours.
Yeah, which is grueling enough.
Right.
But I do think that obviously the subjects do a lot for you with this story, and the people that they are.
Yep.
But and the reality of it, and I hate to use reality, anything to do with filming, because it's anathema to me to speak about reality when there's cameras in the room, and how scripted the unscripted world is. But this was so the love is so evident at every level.
Yeah.
And it's making me cry again.
Yeah.
But between the two girls, but also with their families.
Yeah.
And the family relationships and across the families, and just that kind of caring and concern.
For sure.
And the purity of it is what keeps it from getting stagey or artificial or anything else, and just goes right to the heart.
Yeah.
So that's a magnificent piece of work there.
Thank you. Yeah.
And it being so fast as it was, you probably didn't have the opportunity to shoot the 8,000 hours of film that a lot of documentaries have to cut down from, because it's a short window.
Right.
Right? So
Yeah.
to talk about that a little bit, and from the editing standpoint.
Probably.
Sure. Well, they did shoot quite a bit though, because all those the medical meetings and stuff like that. It was a challenge because we wanted to get a lot of information in there too, but not like bore you to death. But so we were looking for that balance of like some real information that I certainly didn't have about kidney transplants and things like that. So but yet keep it interesting and so I've worked with Cheryl, the other executive producer who Emily works with, and for years, and so that's how I got involved. And I had a couple weeks off, and I sort of dove into the footage and fell in love immediately with everybody in all the families and Lori and Alana and everything from looking at the footage, and so I started to organize it, and then it kind of became a night and weekend project after that. So it sprawled on a little longer than we would have liked it to in the editing process.
Right.
But and then I had a little help at the end to get it together, and then came back and did another pass, and so we had a little less footage, but it was still
Right. Still a lot to work with, and I think that the genius of the editing for me is that we get the information that we need to have, and there's the technical stuff just enough in the operating room that I could handle it.
Yeah, we tried to give you a little, but not make you too squeamish.
But that makes it real. That goes to the real nature of this, the real life
and
and death
the
nature of it.
scars and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I loved when Lori was like, I feel stupid asking this, but
right.
but
No,
because
but
she was 22,
But that is the thing about it that I was going to say about the editing is that, well, we have the technical and we have the medical thing that is necessary in order to give the stakes of the story and to give the reality of it and the knowledge that we need to have. But it keeps cutting back to the human side of the story, even with the doctors and the advocates, and talking about the psychological after effects for the donor as well as the other people, so that
Absolutely.
you get it just textures on to the reality that we had and the purity of that love that's going on throughout.
Yeah.
And just amazing people that you had to work with.
They really are.
They were all just
all of
amazing.
them.
Everybody,
Yeah.
The doctors are here. And,
Yeah.
Doctors
we
are
have
here.
our staff that are here.
and Dawn and Steve,
Yep.
which is really great. Everybody was awesome.
So has this been shown a lot?
I mean, fairly good.
When did you finish it?
We finished it last December.
Something
Well, January-ish.
Yeah, a little bit
So it hasn't been that long. It's really been about a year that it's been out there. We've gone to a couple different festivals. I think this is our last one for 2017. And we'll see kind of where it goes from here.
Uh-huh. Do you take the Stony Brook doctors with you wherever you go?
Yeah, they
wish
wish me
we
all the time.
could.
No, this is the first time they've come, but we usually have Joe and Donna, the parents, usually come to everything. But I think Joe's tired of me telling him I love him, so he's stopped coming
He's the
for
best.
it.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, they are Long Island families, so
Yeah.
that's a good thing. And I work for Stony Brook in Southampton, so
Oh, okay,
not on the
great.
medical side.
Yeah.
But so there's a lot of pride in that. And so to the viral aspect of this, it started out as a viral thing, and it's lovely to cut to the hashtags throughout and that little
Yeah,
bits.
we
And I
tried to
actually was
keep that
scrambling
going.
to read some of them because they were beautiful. A lot of them
Yeah.
were really
I
beautiful.
know,
And
to
we
try
have
to
sort
give
of
them just enough.
We have
but-
titles going over the top of them, but
Yeah.
then if
Yeah.
you look behind and see what the actual tweet was or whatever, it's that some of them were just really, really beautiful. But so it starts as a viral thing. You pick it up from there. Now there's a film to go with the whole viral story. So has that done something for the film or for the story?
Yeah, it's great because it started as a viral video. There's already digital interest in it. So as the movie has gotten picked up, we've done a few other interviews. The girls are so lovable. Every time they do some kind of press, it gets picked up. So it's kind of this like weird circle where every time someone hears about it, they watch their video and then they come watch our trailer and then they come. So it's been great for us in that way. There's a little bit of that organic press to it, and it's fun. It just randomly got picked up by some Dutch website the other day.
yeah, I saw
It was
that,
really
yeah.
fun. So it's been kind of fun, like translating the comments that we've been getting and just kind of seeing it grow and go from there.
And so is it available for people to stream?
So it is available right now to stream via Fuse, the TV network. I think it's Fuse.TV.
Fuse.tv, yeah. They're
Fuse.tv.
streaming it, I think, through February, is that true?
Yeah, so you can go on right now, or you can share it with your friends. And we also have postcards that we left out there that have our page website. So as we find other outlets for it and other homes for it and places that you could rent it or ultimately buy it, you can keep up with all of that through our page.
Well, that's great, because I
Yeah.
would certainly recommend it. I mean, I can't think that anybody here wasn't profoundly affected by it, and I just think it should be shared by a lot of people.
Yeah, thank you.
And as an amazing love story, but also because of the whole donor aspect of it,
Yeah.
and saving lives and doing that sort of thing. So
If Lori was here, she would say that she always throws in a plug, because now Apple on your iPhone, in the health app, you can just go in and click a thing to say that you're a donor, and she's a very big advocate of plugging that, because living donors are things you might not think about, but you can really do a lot
that
of
was
good.
an interesting part of the medical aspect of the difference between a living donor and getting a donor that's harvested from a deceased person. So all fascinating stuff, but
Yeah.
never just overwhelming with technology. Always back to the human side and the love. Just so beautifully done. So what's next for you?
I don't know.
You gonna make another documentary?
I'd love to. I would love
You
to.
watching for viral videos? To
Yeah.
see who you can pick up?
I do. It's a little creepy.
Lightning
yeah.
is striking.
Yeah. I mean, it's been it was so fast, and there was so much to do, and now we're just on the fun part of this, where we get to come to events and see it come to life, and I've got a great friendship with the girls out of this, so it's in the fun phase. But the reality is, if I want to do a next one, I gotta get on it. So we're hoping, we're talking about things, and I think we're interested to see what will be next.
Well, and this team was assembled for this project, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're people that we've worked with in the past, they're people that we really liked, but I think in terms of...
Big shout out to Cheryl, our friend and executive producer, who, because through her company, she sort of was able to do this kind of on the side and help facilitate it. That's kind of how it came together, really.
Yeah, and I think we picked people that we thought would be good for the project to work with. The people that were in the field with us are all really passionate people who are super compassionate and understanding. So we did kind of get to cherry pick a little bit of who we worked with for it, and they're all super great.
Yeah, and having done that and having made this, I'm just thinking you want to pull that team together again for the next
for sure.
project.
Yeah, so if they're watching, please be available. That would be great.
That's wonderful. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And everybody here, by all means, let people know to share it on Fuse TV and get it out there.
Yeah, and sign up to be an organ donor.
Yay.
And certainly mark your ballots. Mark your ballots.
Yeah,
with
mark
what
your
they deserve,
ballots.
and
Thank
hand
you
them
all
in.
for coming out on a morning, Saturday
thank you.
morning.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.